I just looked over my right shoulder. I just saw this monster wave.
The boat flipped upside down, landed on my neck.
For anyone that doesn't know, the North Atlantic has a 50% success rate.
Yeah, I think the realisation of, we've only done X amount of miles and we've got quite a few more to go.
The bearing from New York to the UK is just above 90 degrees. It's about an 80-ish degree bearing, direct straight line if you were a bird flying. But what we needed to do for maximum efficiency was find the Gulf Stream, which is an underwater current, which propels you at a faster rate than you can row. So what we needed to do was take a 130-ish degree bearing for the first week in order to find it. So we headed southeast out of New York, and obviously you're not going towards your destinations.
We were told we were in it, weren't it, and then we clearly weren't in it. We still weren't doing a lot of speed.
Obviously then we capsized in search of the Gulf Stream, and so it's all not going too well at the start. And it took us about a week of searching kind of between days 5 and 10 in order to really get into it after that first storm had passed.
How you feeling, Brucey?
Yeah, not bad. Chilling out on parachute anchor for another day.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bruce,
Frustrating, but
a bit frustrating. Only frustrating because we're not making miles in the right direction, otherwise it's relaxing. Brucey made the very good point that it's actually impossible to care about any of your external worries when you're stuck in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah, feeling much better now after capsizing and being upside down earlier. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's quite dangerous. I was a bit shaken up for a while. I wanted to just be in the cabin and chill out. Always remember that it always gets worse before it gets better. It is now the night of day 10. I'm back in the coffin cabin. Life sucks. Really bad. Not good to be back in here. Not good to be on day 10 with the distance that we've covered so far. I just got changed opening the door, and a big flood of water came through, soaking the floor. So it's drenched underneath me. Luckily we have a waterproof sleeping bag, so I'm dry on top of it, but I'll need to dry it out tomorrow. It's really hot in here, so it's really uncomfortable to sleep. All my clothes are dirty. I'm dirty. I want to wash, I want to shower, I want a full English breakfast, I want pastry, I want a latte, I want the warm embrace of a woman. I want to be off this boat. I want to no longer be surrounded by 4 blokes constantly in a 6 foot wide vessel in the middle of a treacherous ocean.
Yeah, so introspection, thinking. So I'm leaving the Royal Marines after 12 and a half years in October, so there's a lot of thinking time with that. Thinking about what I'm going to do, how much I'm going to miss it as well. And I will miss it. A big part of my life. And yeah, so I was thinking about that quite a lot.
This really sucks. Is it worse than I thought? It's exactly as I expected. It just, nothing can, like, you can know you're going to suffer and you can know it's going to be grim. But then when it comes around, it's still not easy. A look at this. Day 10. We've got at least 35 days to go. I don't think we're going to get this record. Let's see what the weather does. You can't leave the boat, that's the other thing. I'm on this boat now. I'm on this boat for the next month minimum. I can't just leave it, can I? None of us can. Good night.
Admin, I've picked up loads of colloquialisms from the military now, both from the Royal Marine side and the Army side. But admin is one that I like to use regardless, because it's essentially any task that is critical to the success of an operation that's boring and you don't really want to do. Admin is, it could be as simple as, you know, wiping your bum, or even eating is admin, just anything that is necessary in order to keep yourself ticking over. So yeah, you say to admin to someone, to a full civilian, and they think Excel spreadsheet. But now if you say admin, I think brush your teeth or wipe your bum or whatever it may be, you know?
Looks like sick, but it tastes really nice. It got a bit boring. But they were quite good meals, so they're pretty tasty. We had a good selection. Medveg can get in the bin. that was not my favourite one.
The smell's not too bad because your nose adjusts, so it stinks. It would stink to you, but it doesn't stink to us. You get used to it. The damp, oh, it's horrible. I can't. You're there, lay there, and it's like Japanese water torture. Just that drip, and then you like, well, this cabin's watertight, so that drip is someone else's breath and sweat.
The toilet is a bucket. You can't shit over the side. You think you would. Before I did an ocean raft, I thought you just shit over the side, right? But you can't, because the centre of balance with the boat will just be like at some weird angle, and then you're leaning over the side in high sea. It's not ideal. So we washed with baby wipes. I just kept all my baby wipes that I washed with and used them as bog roll. Showering was easy enough. You just have a fresh water every few days. I just have a fresh water rinse off.
My worst point was I had one like a cyst right where, on the point where I was sitting on my right bum cheek. I was like, Nutty, can you just have a look at this for me, see what you think? He was like, no mate, that's got to go. Like, you can't work, like, it wasn't the type of thing that was just going to go on its own. He said, clamber over to Jack's cabin and he'll sort you out.
So he was like, oh, my arse is sore. And apparently Bruce went, yeah, everyone's arse is sore, mate, stop whinging. But what I couldn't believe is how much pressure was there. She was ready to blow like Mount Vesuvius. Literally felt like I just scratched it with a needle and it went, and all this blood come out, and it was funny. I was just like, he was like, sure it's all gone? I said, oh, do you know what? Yeah, I'll give it another poke. So I poked him hard in the arse with the needle. And yeah, he was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, no pass. And then I was like I didn't know if it was an infected hair, so I'm plucking a few hairs. And he was like, mate, why are you plucking those hairs? I said, oh mate, I just wanted to.
So the day today, on day 19 of the row, on the 9th of July, is Nutty's birthday. And I thought I'd buy him and all the rest of us a small present to share on the trip. Nutty, happy birthday, mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers, brother.
I've got one for everybody.
Thank you very much. Cheers all.
Cheers all, happy birthday, Nutty.
33. So we went with the intention of breaking 2 records. One was to do it across the Atlantic, North Atlantic, as quickly as possible and get the record for that. And the other one was to row as far as we could in 24 hours.
And we found this really nice patch of Gulf Stream, and we were kind of in the middle of it. And we knew that if we could average 5 knots for 24 hours, we would get the world record for the furthest distance ever rowed in 24 hours. Started pulling 5 knots for about 4 or 5 hours, and I started, you know, nudging Nutty, nudging Brucey. Like, I think we were like, right, this is it, boys. Super quick changeovers, like relentless pace. We're going to try and hold over 5 knots for the entire thing. 116 was the previous record. I think we did 130-ish or something like that. And then the next, we were like still in it, so we were like, let's just keep going and see what we can do, and just relaxed into it then. Still great consistency, and then increased it even further to 140. Yeah.
We did it on one day, and then the very next day we broke the record again and got even further. So that was great. You know, it was 140 miles in 24 hours. I was well pleased with that.
So just flicked on the InReach and got some great news that we have just broken the 24-hour record for the fastest, most distance covered in 24 hours. Well done, lads.
Bluetooth it.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of ocean rowers that will be watching this, and there would be shitting chickens here, and we were averaging 5.9 knots for 24 hours. And although we had a fit crew, a lot of that was due to the raging torrent that was the Gulf Stream. But you know, we put ourselves in that position to be able to make good use of that, and we did, and so we got the record.
Your happiness is tied to the conditions. Like when you've got good following conditions, good current, you're happy. So to break that record and have 48 hours of fantastic conditions, it's a buzz, mate. It's adrenaline. You know, you hear that knock on your door, and like I said, oh God, you're dreading it. You're like, fucking get me out on those oars. What we're doing 6 knots, right? Nutty, me and you are going to do 7 knots.
I thought I'd show the bow cabin, as I like to call it, the iniquitous abode, or the iniquitous hovel. I've spent the last 5 days either with legs under the hull of the boat, which is where Jack's rowing seat is, or sitting in this position here. So although geographically we've moved a considerable distance, some days up to as much as 140 miles, my actual situation in regards to my surroundings has changed by about half a metre, and I haven't stood up in the last 20 days. It's going to be hilarious when we get off this boat in another fucking 30 days time.